Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome for the very first time. I'm Morgan and this is the Books of Morgan. Now today I'm going to be doing a reading vlog for the Peruse Readathon. This is a 3-day long readathon from March 20th to March 22nd. And it's really exciting, but the reason that we're doing this is because we want to practice social distancing in the time right now of coronavirus and this massive pandemic. We all need to kind of come together or come apart to not be in contact with one another. So we're going to do a lot of reading for that. And I also just wanted to talk to you all about why I think that social distancing is so important. Right now, there are so many people who could be impacted by this disease, who have autoimmune disorders, who are elderly. So even if you're young and you will survive coronavirus, that doesn't necessarily mean you can't pass it off to someone who won't. So just, keep to yourself. I know it's a really difficult time, especially here in America. I know I lost my job. A lot of people have lost their jobs or have been relocated from their universities, all this kind of stuff, working from home. It's crazy. Like, we've never seen something like this before. But I think that we can all have some solidarity here together and work towards the social distancing thing. I also wanted to say that it is 9:30 a.m. here, and I did want to get started reading as soon as I woke up, but I got a call from my sister who lives in Paris, France, and I found out today that she was infected with coronavirus or COVID-19. She's very fortunate, I believe, because she does live in Paris, but I think that she's very fortunate because in France they have a social Medicare system, which is really good for her because she's an au pair, so she doesn't make that much money. So when she had her doctor's appointment, she had to pay for it, but she had to fill out a form and she got reimbursed from the government. And then she was also provided with medication. She has tons of medications right now. I think she's taking a lot. Anyways, she had to pay 15 euro, which is less than $20 American, and the government's going to reimburse her for that. And I'm just like mind blown right now that she has such great access to medical care in this really crazy time. And it's really putting into perspective the things that we need for here in America, because not everyone is getting the best medical care with this COVID-19 virus here. And I'm actually more concerned for myself than I am for her, even though she's been infected, because I think that the French government is dealing with it a lot better than the American government. So I'm very happy that since she's infected, she's in a place where she can get access to medical treatment and medical care. So I just wanted to put that out there. But we did talk for a long time this morning, and that's why I didn't start reading. But to the more fun part, I wanted to show you my TBR. So I'm planning on reading 3 books during this weekend. I hope I'm lucky I can do it. I mean, I don't have much going on today. So the first book that I want to read is Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine by Gail Honeyman. I'm actually already like 55 pages into this. So I've already started this book last night or throughout the week, but I've had other stuff going on, so I haven't really been making progress in it. So I'd really like to finish this book today. This was also my book club pick for the month with my in-person book club. We read a book every month, and then we were supposed to meet on Sunday, but that's not going to happen anymore. But I still want to finish this book before our regular scheduled book club meeting. So I have this to read. This is about a girl named Eleanor Oliphant. She's very socially awkward, and she doesn't always say the right thing. But she's completely fine with that, obviously. She's really okay with who she is and doesn't really want to change, but then she meets a guy named Raymond who works in her IT department in her office, and I'm assuming things will change from there. And yeah, I'm only 55 pages into it. So far it's okay. I'm not really getting the huge appeal to it. I know this is a very well-loved book in the reading community. I mean, it was a Reese Witherspoon book club pick, so I hope that I start enjoying it more. It's just taking me a little bit of time to get into it. And then the next book I would like to read is Things in Jars by Jess Kidd. This is an historical fiction mystery novel set in the Victorian era, and I think there's mermaids involved. And this book is just absolutely gorgeous. And I definitely want to make a dent through my book of the months, so I wanted to put one on my TBR. And also, Peruse Project loves book of the month, so I had to for her readathon, you know. And then the last book that I wanted to put on my TBR is In Paris with You by Clémentine Beauvoir. Obviously, my sister lives in Paris, so I wanted to read a French book because I'm thinking a lot about her during this time. And yeah, this has been on my TBR for a few months now, so it would be nice to knock it off my shelf. It's also a book told completely in verse, so I think this will be a fast one to get through and remind me of my sister in Paris. So yeah, that's why I have that on my TBR. And that is all. I am going to make some coffee, make some breakfast, like literally just been talking with my family this morning, so I need to actually like get things started. I also have to film a book haul today for the month, or for the last few months, because it's also the first day of spring, so I wanted to do a seasonal book haul video, so I will do that later. Yeah, that's all I have right now, so thanks for watching. I have my cup of coffee with lots of creamer because black coffee is for the devil. And then I made myself avocado toast and eggs with sriracha. I always like my eggs to be runny, so these are like over easy. Also, I was just kidding about the coffee. I hope no one gets offended. Update, I spilled coffee all over my shirt. So we have a little wardrobe change and it's only 10:30 in the morning and I have not read. Love that for me. But seriously, I am going to pick this book up, lay on my couch, read it for a bit, and yeah, starting my actual reading for the readathon now, finally. Okay, so a little reading update. I am 100 pages into Eleanor Oliphant. It's like 12:30. I'm really not into this book. I don't know why. Well, actually, I think I know why I don't really care for it. But it's basically a man called Uwe, but from a female perspective. And I read A Man Called Uwe last year, and it was fine. I gave it 3 stars. And I think I feel the same way about this book. It's not my cup of tea, which is so disappointing because so many people love this book. It has such high ratings on Goodreads. I want to love this book so badly, but I just don't. I don't care. It's just not keeping my interest. It's such a slow moving introspective book and I'm not feeling it. So I'm going to take a break and I am going to do some coloring because it's social distancing and I want to do something, listen to some music, get some coloring done, and yeah, and then I'll pick up the book again. It's not my jam right now. I'm not feeling it. So I have a Windows Surface Pro, which is really cool, so I can just download a coloring page from Google Images, and then I have this really cool stylus, and I have an app called Sketchbook, and I can just choose different colors. Well, let's do this pink. I can just draw and fill her in and stuff. I'm just gonna undo that. But yeah, I'm gonna color this page in while I relax, listen to some music, and take a break from reading. So I finished up doing some coloring, and then I talked to my roommate on the phone for about an hour because I wanted to update her on things with my sister and stuff. So we chatted for a while. It's 2:30 now, and I'm still only 100 pages into Eleanor Oliphant, but it's still early in the day. My roommate and I were talking on the phone because she's in Indiana right now. I'm home in Chicago, which is where we live. So we were talking, and it looks like the governor of Illinois will be announcing within the next 30 minutes whether or not we will be put on lockdown. I seriously think that I will not be able to leave my apartment for the next week or 2 weeks. This is insane. Like, what is happening in the world? I feel like I'm living in a dystopian. I never thought anything like this would ever happen to me in my lifetime. So this is just absolutely insane. It's crazy. But this is the world we live in, and there's nothing I can do about it except for comply with the rules. But it's a stressful time. My God, so many things are happening. Trying to be a good person and not go out and do things. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. Honestly, I'm so nervous and scared. I have no idea what's going to happen. I'm smiling through it because I don't know what else to do. Okay, so I just got the confirmation that Chicago is now officially on lockdown, along with the rest of the state of Illinois. Our mayor and governor had a press conference that I just watched, so yeah. I cried a little bit. I knew it was going to happen, but I'm just sad because this is a huge thing and it's a big deal, and it's just so crazy. And then I got an email from one of my supervisors at work, and I'm now allowed to work virtually. So that's really cool. I am actually working on a project. Welcome to my office. Thank you very much. So I'm going to be working on a project for my supervisor. I get to clock in an hour, so that's really awesome. And yeah, I'm going to get some work done and then continue reading. So I got a phone call from my mom, so I ended up talking to her for a while and didn't end up doing much reading. And then I was talking to a few friends, and then I ended up doing a homework assignment that's not due until next week, but I felt compelled to do it anyways. And now I'm hungry, so I'm going to make some food for dinner, even though it's only 5:20, and then I'll do some reading. I'm still allowed to leave the apartment though, and go on walks and actually see humans, so I will do that throughout the week because I will lose my sanity if I don't. So catch me on a couple of walks this weekend because I can't stay cooped up in here forever. Okay, so reading update and life update, but reading update first. I am halfway done with Eleanor Oliphant. I'm on page 160, so I'm making some progress. And I also just got an email from my internship supervisor that she expects me to come into work next week. And I was like, what? I work for a small museum in a different city, so not Chicago, and all I do is research there that's not pertinent to anyone's life at all, really. I mean, I do some filing and I work with, archival stuff and things that aren't necessary to survive in the next couple weeks. There's no way I'm gonna take 2 trains to get to work next week. That's insane. So now I have to go report, I have to email her back and say, hey, I'm not going to defy the governor and the mayor's request for me to stay home. Legally, I cannot go to work right now. And also, I have to report you to my professor because this is not okay. Which sucks because I really liked my internship. I really do enjoy the people who work there. I love my supervisor. I think she's awesome. But this is not okay. I'm not going to defy the law for my unpaid internship next week. And I am not putting myself at risk taking public transit and trains and stuff like that. So that's not happening. I'm not going. So I have to go deal with that. I think I'm gonna write an email tomorrow because I'm so upset from today about finding out that my sister has the virus and then dealing with this lockdown. I can't. I'm not doing it. All right, I'm just gonna sit in my bed and I'm going to finish Eleanor Oliphant, even if it kills me. Also, I'm not into this book. I really don't care for it right now. But yeah, just wanted to update you guys on that. It's such BS. Sometimes employers just don't understand things. So I'm upset about it, but I don't want to deal with it until tomorrow, so I'm not going to. I'm so exhausted from today and dealing with life that I am just going to go to bed. And I'm like 200 pages into Eleanor Oliphant. I'm fine with that, honestly. I'll read the rest tomorrow. I don't want to deal with life right now, and I don't want to be vlogging anymore, so I'm done for today. Good morning, friends. It's 9 a.m. and I ended up getting a lot of reading done last night because I couldn't fall asleep. I think I'm on page like 250 of Eleanor Oliphant. Let me see. Oh my god, I'm on like 260, so I don't have much left. I mean, I made a lot of progress in it. And I'm really hungry, so I'm gonna make some breakfast. Finished reading Eleanor Oliphant this morning and then start a new book. I don't know if I'm going to choose a book on my TBR that I showed you earlier because I don't know if I'm in the mood. Eleanor Oliphant is turning out to be really dark, and I think that's why I don't like it, is because on it says it's supposed to be like beautifully written and incredibly funny. Like I thought this was going to be like a super witty, like fun, like whimsical, like hilarious book, but it's turning out to be like super dark, and it's like now Eleanor is in like therapy and stuff, and like she's going through her childhood traumas, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, like this is so much. But yeah, I think the reason I'm not liking it is because it's not what I expected, and it's just throwing me off a lot. So yeah, I'm gonna finish reading it. Probably gonna give it like 2 or 3 stars just because it's like really not my jam, but I think I could see why other people would like it. Yeah, I'm gonna go make some coffee, make some breakfast, and read. Oh, and get out of bed. I have to do that too. Okay, so I've made my breakfast. Again, avocado toast and eggs. And I'm going to watch Called Midwife. It's a show I've been binging on Netflix whenever I'm not reading. And it's like an historical show, and I really like it. So I'm on season 5, episode 6. Okay, there was just a really weird noise in my apartment, but I'm gonna ignore that. So I just finished Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine by Gail Honeyman, and it's not even 11:30, so I just sat on my couch and read this morning, finished it up. I gave it 3 stars on Goodreads, and the reason, after finishing this book that I gave it 3 stars is because this book was just not for me. It's not a bad book. It's very well written. It's just more character driven, and it's not plot driven at all, which are not books that I tend to care for. So this book isn't bad. It's just not for me. The way this book was sold to me was like, this is a funny book, this is a smart book, this is very like intelligently written, and it is. And there are some funny moments, but it's actually very dark, and the ending is super dark. And there are moments in here where she casually mentions sexual assault, like, yeah, I was sexually assaulted, no big deal. I'm like, Jesus, oh my God. Like, that was not the mood for me. Yeah, and this does deal with a lot of childhood trauma and stuff like that. So in the end, this is not a spoiler, but Eleanor is not completely fine, and that's the book. Soon to be a major motion picture produced by Reese Witherspoon. I didn't know that. Interesting. Anyways, I didn't care for this. I gave it 3 stars. But I decided on the next book that I'm going to read, and this is the important part. It's not even 11:30 yet. I think I can finish this book today because it's very short. I'm going to read In Paris with You by Clémentine Beauvoir. This is less than 300 pages, and it's all written in verse, so I'm gonna fly through this. But I'm in like a very French mood right now, and like I said yesterday, I wanted to read this book because I think it'll remind me of my sister and France. And I've been to France once. It was not with my sister. I went with some friends, and I went to Paris and stuff. and it was fabulous, and I really enjoyed my time there. And I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn on some French music, some like old French music, like 40s, 50s, like French music, get in the mood and like read this book. Yeah, that's what I'm feeling right now. I should probably do homework instead, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna read this book. Yeah. I don't even know what this book is about though. Eugene and Tatiana could have fallen in love that summer if things had gone differently, if it had just been them and not the others. But summer ended and time tore them far apart to lead separate lives until they meet once more in Paris. So this is like a second chance romance, I'm assuming. Yeah. I mean, Paris is the city of love. I'm assuming it's about romance, and also this cover is really pretty. I actually got this book from Book Outlet. I think it cost me like $2. So I'm currently reading In Paris with You, and I'm only 25 pages in, so I haven't made it very far. And it's like 1:15, but I was talking to a couple of friends about the lockdown or shelter and stay order, and we're like, I'm trying to find people that I can go on walks with so that I can get out of the house and like actually have human interaction. So in like an hour, I'm gonna go take a walk with one of my friends who lives in my neighborhood, and then I have another friend who just literally lives down the street, so we are going to have human interaction. So hopefully it's not a problem. I know that people, like police officers and stuff like that, like might be stopping people, but I don't know how exactly that's going to work, or if there's going to be fines if people are out and about. I don't really know what the rules are. So I figure just try my best to get some human interaction and see what happens. I have no idea, but it's nice to get some like actual exercise because I've been cooped up in this place for like so long, and yeah, I need to get out of here. I'm gonna make some lunch. I'm gonna make like myself a sandwich and then yeah, head out. Hello everyone. I just got back from a fabulous walk, and then my friend and I went to Target, and I got a couple of things like bread and creamer for coffee and stuff like that. But I also picked up something kind of fun for me to do, and it's this book called Write the Story, and every page is like a different prompt, and it gives you some words that you have to use within the prompt to write like a short story. Like one of them is getting away with murder, and then some of the words that you need to use are snow queen, horseback, childhood, in danger, like fun, like writing creative prompts. And I thought I would have like fun with this. And then I was thinking, what if I turned every one of these stories into smut? Like that would be so funny. I would have such a good time with this because I love smut. Yeah, I think this will keep me occupied when I'm bored, or if I want to take a break from reading. So I obviously had to pick this up. There's one of them called History Rewritten. That could be historical romance. Yeah, there's tons of prompts in here that I could just like have a lot of fun with. So that I really wanted. And then I got a couple of candles because I loved having my apartment smell good. And I got like blushing amber. Can't really smell it, but at the store it smelled really good. And then I got peony and rose because I like floral scents, so lovely. Yeah, those are like the fun things that I bought. The rest are just like groceries and basic life necessities. But I definitely feel so re-energized after that walk. My friend and I were talking about going for a walk every day because it just felt so great. So that was really good to get outside and get out of the apartment. And then now I feel energized to read this book and possibly finish it tonight. So yeah, that is my plan for the rest of the day. It's not even 4 p.m. so I have, a lot of time to just chill out, do some reading, light a candle, and have a good night. I was actually surprised. There's a lot of people who are like around and out and about. I think they're trying to take advantage of like the last few moments to be outside. And update, I got an email back from my professor about my internship, and I don't have to go any longer. So that was all sorted out this morning, which was good, because I know I was worried about that last night. But I feel way less stressed, way less anxious. Seriously, if you guys have not gone out and taken a walk, please do so, because it feels so great. Even just for like a 20 or 30 minute walk, it just, I feel so much happier right now. I think that it's important that even though we're social distancing, to take care of our mental health and not feel so isolated. Just being outside made me feel 100 times better. So I definitely recommend doing that if you're starting to feel kind of cabin fever ish. So definitely do that. Okay, so many people might find this really cool, but in my apartment I have a vampire shrine, and I just wanted to show you all because it is so fun. And I lit my candle, which is in my little vampire blood holder, and I have a signed poster from the Vampire Diaries because my uncle used to work on the show, so that's really cool. And then we have the Vampire Diaries books, which I have not read yet. We picked those up at a thrift store, so I'm going to get to those at some point. And then obviously we have to have Dracula, which is the Bible next to the Gospel, Twilight, Old Testament, New Testament. And then I have this like gothic wine bottle that I drank out of. It was really good. And then like a little Halloween decoration. But yeah, I thought some of you guys might enjoy this quirky little shrine that we have here. My roommate and I are huge vampire fans, so we wanted to pay homage to that in our apartment. We are strongly Team Damon and Team Edward in this household, so don't add us. Actually, I think my roommate is Team Kai, like she loves Kai from the Vampire Diaries, but we love Damon, we love Edward, and that's our stance on that. You can fight us in the comments, but whatever. But I just thought you guys would be interested in seeing this lovely shrine that I have because it's kind of unique. People are really freaked out about it sometimes, but my roommate and I really love supernatural things. Our Wi-Fi is actually called the Coven because we like to think of ourselves as a little witchy, but we're not like too witchy. It's just like a fun little quirk, and who doesn't love a good vampire novel? So yeah, that is my shrine that I wanted to show you. Hi, good morning. It is the last day of the Peruse Readathon, or the social distancing readathon. It is Sunday, March 22nd. Oh my gosh, I can't believe time has gone by so fast, I feel like. But yeah, today's the last day. I didn't end up finishing In Paris With You last night. I did get really far though, so I think I only have like 50 or so pages left. So I'm going to finish this morning. It's only 10 a.m. or it's not even 10 a.m. yet. But I like already had my breakfast. I got dressed and ready to go. I feel super energized this morning. I don't know why. I'm gonna go on a walk later today with one of my friends, and then yeah, just do some more reading. I do have to do some schoolwork, so after I finish this book, I am definitely gonna start doing some homework and some lectures and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't know if I'll get to another book today, perhaps later tonight, but I'll definitely start a new book. I don't know how far I'll get into it, but that's the plan for today. Schoolwork, reading, going for a walk. I just finished In Paris With You by Clementine Beauvoir, and it's not even 10:30 yet, so that's awesome. I knew I was going to finish it really quickly because it is told in verse, so it's really easy to get through. Although I will say, okay, so I gave this book 4 stars out of 5, and I enjoyed it a lot. It is poetry, like I think you have to know that going into it, because if you're expecting like a full-fledged like plot and, you know, intrigue and all that stuff, like, you're not going to get it. That's not this book. One thing that is really misleading about this is that it's like an ode to Paris, because it's like in Paris with you, and then it has like all these different like fun Paris locations, but they're never mentioned in the book. Like, the Eiffel Tower is not mentioned a single time in this book, and yet it's highlighted in yellow and it's on the spine. Like, they don't even go to the Eiffel Tower. It's really about like two people who fall in love, and it is a very French, like, poetic love that you would find in like other books, but it's not like Parisian. It's not like, oh my gosh, this is a book about Paris and falling in love in Paris. It's just like two people falling in love, and it could be anywhere. But the style of poetry is very like French, if that makes sense. So I enjoyed the book. I thought it was very beautiful. I do think that it takes a little bit of time to get into because it is very like romantic and deep sometimes. Like, they talk about like existence and love and second chances and death, and I don't know, it's like really, there's a lot in here, there's a lot to unpack. So it's, if you're thinking it's gonna be like super fast to read, that's not necessarily true, because I think that if you read into it, it's actually very like compelling and it's really good. And I just don't think that this cover represents what's actually on the inside. And you know what they always say, don't judge a book by its cover, but I always do. But yeah, this cover is not like at all what's on the inside. I don't know, it's just, it's very adult, I would say. Like, this looks like it's a contemporary like YA romance novel. That's not at all what's inside. It's very adult, it's very scholastic in some points. So yeah, I enjoyed it though. I really did like this book, and I liked that it was different than I thought it would be. Also, this is a translated book, so it was originally written in French and it was translated to English. And I think had it been in French, and if I knew French, I probably would have gotten more out of this, and I probably would have ended up giving it 5 stars. But because it was translated, I think there's a mix of words, and I think it might have been more beautiful in French. And even the author wrote in the acknowledgments, like, this is the translator's best version of this book. So yeah, but it's really good. I enjoyed it. If you're interested in romantic poetry, I think you would really love this. Also, it was blurred by Nicola Yoon, who does write like YA contemporary romance, and this is not YA contemporary romance. This is like adult poetry romance. Yeah, it's a lot darker than what's shown on the cover. Anyways, that's that book. I enjoyed it. I think I'm gonna do some homework now. Actually, I might do some writing because I want to use that journal that I got yesterday. So I might write like a short story while I listen to my lecture. Is that smart? No, that's not smart. I should only do one thing at a time. Yeah, so I think I might write like a short story, watch a couple lectures, and then start a new book, and then go on my walk. Hey everyone, it is like 8:45, close to 9 o'clock at night, and I actually got a lot of work done. So I got like homework done. I went on a walk with my friend. I played a game of Scrabble with a friend. But I didn't do any reading pretty much today. I mean, reading for school doesn't really count. I just wanted to get ahead on some lectures, and I kind of feel like I'm behind, but I have all day tomorrow to finish up those lectures, finish up my homework. Essentially, I just want to lay in bed now and read my book. So I am starting Things in Jars by Jess Kidd. This was my January book of the month. This book follows some person in Victorian era London, and it's like a mystery, and there's mermaids involved, and the cover is really pretty. I'm pretty excited to start it. I really want to read an historical fiction novel, and one with like whimsy and mermaids, and I hope it's really good. So I'm just gonna curl up in bed and read some of that, and I think I'm going to end the vlog here. I know I'm kind of ending it abruptly, but yeah, thank you so much for watching this. I know it's just been a very chatty, and me being at home, so it's not that interesting, but if you've made it this far, thank you so much. If you want to see more from me, please hit that subscribe button, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.